Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do something today which is going to be a lot of fun. For those of you who have not seen my November energy report, you're going to want to watch that even before you see the individual sun sign breakouts. And the reason why is it goes into a really in-depth detail of how we're telling ourselves new spiritual stories and how we're moving into a new period where we're actually going to start creating new earth based on this new spiritual story. But we're in the midst of it, and that is one of the reasons why I really wanted to put forth these individualized sun sign videos. I'm not typically focused on astrology, although I'm getting much more interested and I may end up doing more astrology in the future. But what I'm going to do here is you're going to find this video probably in two places. You're either watching this on What on New Earth or you're watching it on Intuit Oracle. I felt that these videos were, perfect for both audiences because I am going to be using Intuit Oracle cards, and that is the official sponsor of What on New Earth. It happens to also be my business with Kimberly Aria, and I absolutely love reading cards, so I'm putting it together with this newfound love of astrology. And I mentioned in the other video that there's an app called Sirius Joy, that's Sirius Joy, that a lot of the information I'm bringing forth is based on. The lead astrologer, an amazing, he calls himself Sensei, and I think that's the perfect title for him, Christopher Witecki. You're going to want to check out his app because I cannot even begin to tell you what an impact it has made on my spiritual journey, and I've been doing this a long time. Quick change. So I'm so excited about it. So what I'm going to do is, this is the same introduction that's going to be on each sun side video. So if you're watching a second for your rising sign or your ascendant, and I highly recommend that you check all three because all three are going to be extremely important for you. But if you are, you're going to have already seen this beginning, so you're just going to want to spin on through and go right to the meat of it. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, I sure hope you'll stick around. We'll be right back.
Still and silent, calm before the storm, gold and diamond, jewels behind the throne, into the night, out of the dark, take to the sky, chasing the stars, all that we said, all that we are. Waiting to fly, this is the start. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine, euphoria.
Welcome back, Virgo. It is time for your reading. We're going to first take a quick look at the astrological implications of what's going on with your new spiritual story. And then we're going to pull some cards and we're going to find out, more details about how that's going to impact those of you who are actually listening to this recording. Okay, so when it comes to Virgo, how this is playing out, this new spiritual story is playing out for you, has to do with what you think about yourself. So you've been working really hard on how you think about yourself, old ways versus new ways. And what this is expanding into in your new spiritual story is how you think about everything else, kind of like you are with yourself. All right, it's a new attitude. It is time to cut out ideas All right, you're going to be cutting ties with certain people and situations because Mars comes in and basically the ego gets strong enough to say, this isn't acceptable for me. This isn't what this isn't how I view myself, and therefore this isn't how I view, the situation with you. Mostly you're going to be cutting out ideas, thoughts, ideas. So much of what you're going through right now is how you think, right? So, you may be quick to jump to some conclusions with Mars here, and we're talking the November time frame. So if you're catching this later, this may or may not apply, but you're going to make sure that you don't jump to conclusions. Be really careful to do that. You're starting to move into a new mindset. So that is going to affect how you view your world and how you operate within that world, how you live in that world. So you're expanding your beliefs to go into a little bit of a higher school of thought, new beliefs about how the world operates, and that's going to create a new spiritual purpose for you. This is going to transform everything in your intellect, everything in terms of how you think. All right, and give you new ways of believing. So we're going to have a new action plan, and that's going to be a new attitude. This creates a death of an old life purpose and the birth of a new life purpose that literally resonates at a higher level. And where this is going to affect you most is your relationships to people. Okay? You're going to have new attitudes of open-minded thinking about relationships, a new approach to long-term relationships in general. And you're going to be balancing that with the way you're living in the moment of now and how you're thinking about it. So you're going to commit this aspect to your life and how you live your life, the quality of your day-to-day life. All right. You're going to make sure that your thoughts are coordinated with how you want to live your everyday life. And that's going to expand the quality of your everyday life. You are now trusting yourself not to just second guess yourself. You're not just like guessing. You're literally tuning in to see how you think about things. All right. You're going to open up to self-love. That's going to create new policies on creative projects, how you share and accept love. It gives you a new logical destination for love, and you're being asked to remain flexible during that period of time because this is going to continue to change all the way out through 2024. So that's a process that you're going through. The other thing is at the end of the month of November and going into December, Sagittarius, the sun's moving into Sagittarius, and this is going to open you up to your emotions, to get how you feel. And very specifically, it's going to have you looking at the childhood story that you've been telling yourself and getting in touch with looking at this childhood story maybe from a different perspective and rewriting beliefs about yourself based on a new perspective of that childhood, okay? This is going to manifest in all kinds of new directions. And you're going to be focusing more on decisions from the heart. And where fear is going to come in for you is in decision making. So you're going to maybe be afraid of making some of the wrong decisions, but you're being asked to tune into your heart and let your heart tell you what the right answer is. And that can be really tricky when you're ruled a lot by the head, right? So you're going to literally say, how do I feel about this? What's the truth in my heart in order to make that decision? So anyways, now that we've covered some of the astrological aspects of what this transit means to you, we're going to take a look at some cards. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to use the Shamanic Healing deck, and we're going to look at what it is you are trying to heal in this period of time. Okay, so what are my Virgo friends looking to heal during this period of time? And really, the period of time, I consider this reading really pertains going all the way through like March of 2020. This is when we're we're really working hard on getting our own spiritual story in alignment with our true higher purpose. Then you're going to see the world starting to change. Unlimited possibilities. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull my little book here. I really like this book for the Shamanic Healing deck. And this is card number 19, which adds to a 10, which is, let me see here, number 19, unlimited possibilities. Okay, when fall turns into winter, isn't that interesting, the time frame that we're at, right? The leaves fall from the trees, the birds fly south, plants go dormant, some even die, having lived the life that they were meant to. Do we ever panic and wallow in the fear that that is it? There will never be another robin singing. There will never be another type of a ripe tomato. No, we don't. Why is that? We know that after winter, spring will return, followed by the bounty of summer. So it is in your life. At any given time, there are unlimited possibilities for you and yours, many different paths to take, many different options available. Do not get bogged down into thinking in a linear fashion. Open your eyes and your heart, right? And feel the power your free will and choices bring you. Make your life what it's meant to be. All right, so we're just as we just talked about in the astrological aspects, we literally want to open up to the possibilities that are there. That's the part we're being asked to stay open to, because there is no ending that does not have a beginning. And now we are at the end of a spiritual season. This is what is so exciting, is that we are literally opened up to, we've got a general idea of the areas of life that it will affect, but the consequences are so far reaching that it's really super exciting. So now we're going to take a look at what it is Virgos need to surrender. So we're looking at the Power of Surrender deck, and we're just going to look at what things do Virgos in particular need to surrender during this period of time of the next several months. And I do believe that the next several months is so critical to where we're headed, just globally. We really are at the start of a new spiritual era that will begin, physically in our world. It's deconstructing right now, and it will really be in full swing around 2025, which seems like a long way off, but no, it's not that far off. All right, so let's see. What is it that Virgo needs to surrender right now? Come on, Virgo. What do you got to surrender? Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and pull a card from the middle. Surrender to divine timing. And it couldn't be a more appropriate card for right now, because we have astrological algorithms, if you could call it that way, from the Virgo thinking. We literally have the cosmos set up to deliver us everything that we're trying to achieve in our realities. The universe has stacked the deck in our favor. And what we really have to do is surrender to the timing of that. Allow it to unfold the way it's supposed to. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing, right? If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. So that is absolutely where we all need to be right now, but particularly for Virgo, the cards are saying that that's something that you need to focus on. And let's pull a life purpose card and see if we can get any clarification for what some of you, might be here for divine purpose. Just go ahead and books. Interesting. I saw books recently with another reading that I did. Books connect you to your life purpose. Okay, so whether that is stories that you've got to share with others in written form, whether that means you've got writing to do for a living, it could just be ways to connect with information that you're seeking and getting more knowledgeable, and from a thinking standpoint, having more knowledge of subjects. or it could just be a very good way to engage creatively with that aspect of yourself that is, what do you want to say, opens up to possibilities, like even reading nonfiction or fiction, either reading of either kind. So we're getting the books for you guys. All right, we are going to take a look at what the Intuit Oracle has to say. Let's give our Virgo friends just a little bit of idea of a more in-depth look at some of these changes that are coming in the new spiritual story. All right. So, what have we got for Virgo? All right. Interesting. All right, so we've got a bear, we've got the phoenix, and we got clouds. Oh, thoughts. Huh. Interesting. And we're dealing with thoughts, right? We got stuff to do with home. We've got the end of a mutable season. We've got victory in the trophy card. Let's see if we got a couple more cards that we can get. Concealing with the mask. And we're just going to let that card come. All right. The first thing that I saw was the bear. So the bear came out. Right? And the bear is, again, it's about finance. It's about influence. It's about being a boss, a CEO, a judge. So this is the energy of, I want to say, leadership, the protective mama bear energy. All right. And I noticed that it came out at the same time, or right around the same time as the phoenix, which the phoenix is all about death and rebirth. So aren't we talking about the end of a spiritual story and the rebirth of a new spiritual story? This is a catalytic heart awakening. This is a rising up from the ashes, transformation. It's total transformation and complete renewal. All right, so you've got the power of the bear, which has got the energy of the leader, the CEO, the person who's leading, the strong, the affluent. And that energy is showing up with the transformation. The next card that I saw was home. Weren't we talking about like what kind of relationships you let in, transforming old childhood stories? All right. I'm trying to think of what else. It's all about like, love and destination for love and new approaches to long-term relationships. A lot of this has to do with belonging, being at home, dealing with family, traditions, structures, boundaries. Okay? Then I remembered the next card that I saw come out were clouds. Okay? So in terms of the clouds, you may have just a little bit of, thinking like negative thoughts about something. And I want to say, if you put it right here, it was the next card that came out that I remember seeing. House. You're having some thoughts. The thoughts are there, but the sun is coming out to illuminate stuff on the home life. We're getting a transformation. We're getting a transformation of your home, your safety, your security within yourself, right? The next thing that I saw was the end of a season. You got the end of a season. Hello, we got the end of the Virgo spiritual season and we're moving into the new. All right? You're going to see both sides. There's going to be times where you're going to be like, oh, that was the old side. Yeah, I don't like that too much. Here's the new side. And it's changeable. You're becoming adept at it. You're open-minded. In other words, there's the thoughts again, and keeping your mind open and wise and connected. All right. The next card I saw was trophy. So this is success. You are absolutely going to be successful at it. And what comes along with that is recognition, awards, achievement, success. It's a victory. It's a win. All right. Now, the other thing, this was the thing that came up, is the mask, conceal. I believe that this is a caution to you that there is going to be an aspect of yourself that's going to try to conceal. You might try to, the ego might try to keep your, I want to say, what you're trying to achieve, like you might be hiding it just a little bit. Yeah, so there's a little bit of something going on here with concealment, and this may make for lively conversations, maybe with the ones in your life. Maybe it's family, maybe it's relationships, maybe it's a boss. There's something going on here where we've got some communications, negotiations, discussions, debating. I think of the birds as being a little bit less just about communication, but also about debating. So I don't know if this could be caution I don't want to say worry, but there's definitely an element of something being concealed from you. Either you're concealing something or something's being concealed from you. Maybe you could dive into that just a little bit. We're going to take a look at the Zodiac 108 now, and we're going to see what we've got here. Oh my gosh, though, think about this. It's like we're talking about total transformation, start of a new season, victory and success in it. It's not an easy thing that we're going through. I mean, depending upon how awake you are, more than likely you're pretty awake to it if you're watching this. You're pretty awake and watching your feelings. What else have we got for Virgo? We got the diamond. We got the curtain call. We got 50-50. I tend to take the timing cards and I set them aside kind of to see if there's a place where that, and how. And same with the yes card. I tend to take these definitive yes, no, 50-50, and I sort of set them aside. We got the shooting star. That shooting star is kind of going along with the trophy energy. And I think the diamond is all about, creating value. Beautiful, we'll get more into that. Multifaceted energy, a lot of spiritual power in what you're doing right now. Oh my God, we got another phoenix. No way. This is the only thing that there's two phoenixes. Between the two decks, we have a phoenix in both. And we have a beehive, which is very Virgo energy. I always think of the Virgo as being very steady and supportive and persistent with a lot of stamina. All right, so the first card that I saw was the diamond. Okay, so we have the diamond. And obviously, diamonds are perfected through the pressure, right, of the, that's how they're created. They're created in the pressure of the earth. And they're an unconquerable force to be reckoned with. It's a very, this card represents invincible spiritual power, commitment, value, purity. And so in a sense, if you think about transforming or rebirthing and stuff, who doesn't want to be a diamond, right? You're coming into the strength of a diamond. A diamond is forever. Then I saw the curtain call, which is actually about getting recognized. Okay, so whether you're going to be seeing your own recognition or the outside world is going to be recognizing you, this tends to be a curtain call, tends to be more about fame or acclaim or celebrity. So it's more than likely you're going to see like some appreciation outside yourself for some of the shifts and changes that you're making. So this is going to be like an outcome of all of this work that you're doing. And yeah, because we've got the friends card. So it means people are going to start to see your changes. They're going to notice. They're going to be like, wow, you've changed, you're doing really something different. And there's going to be, people are going to like it. People are really going to like that change. Your friends, because this is about showing up for you, coming together, hanging out, togetherness, friendliness. So I would say there's a really good chance that that this what do you want to say? This recognition is actually going to come from friends. And here we go. We got another Phoenix. So this is going to, this what says this to me is that this means that this is going to be even more recognizable and significant to you in terms of a transformation than you could even possibly imagine. Like, I want you to keep that Phoenix in your mind as to what you're doing right now. You are literally rebirthing yourself in this new spiritual story, transmuting. And the end is just the beginning. Oh my God, that could not be more perfect, because the end of where you've been right now is just the beginning of this incredible place where you're going, which is the super shooting star. All right? Wish granted. This is a rare moment in time, dazzling. It's brilliant. Okay? It's passionate. It's sudden, it's moving, and it's so bright and beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and put these over here. And then the beehive is diligent persistence. So it's basically saying, you know, you're very mindful, hard work, devotion, conscientiousness, and that's all the stuff that we're talking about here. That right there, that concentrated effort is what is going to bring about the shooting star, the Phoenix. Now, I want to say that this 50-50 card that just came out is that you're going to spend in this period of time that you're seeing this video, you're going to feel like you're 50-50. You feel like you're like half in and half out. Like sometimes you might be, oh yeah, I'm really aligned with my new spiritual story. I feel it. I'm living it. And then other times you're going to go, what the heck am I doing here? But that is part of this whole process. It is part of what has to happen in order for you to literally make that transformation promised by this Phoenix. I think that that's so cool that you got two Phoenixes. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the 50-50 card up here. And if there's any definition as to whether or not, any question as to whether or not you'll be successful in going to the new spiritual story and that 50-50, like, oh, when you're 50-50, it's like, yes, absolutely yes. You are absolutely going into, and you're right on track at this time to do that. All right? All right, the last thing that I'm going to do is take a look at, I'm going to use the Twin Flame Oracle. And the Twin Flame Oracle, this isn't necessarily going to be about relationships. I'm actually using this deck in this particular case to give you some maybe higher insights from your spiritual counterpart in your higher self. And that essentially is what makes the relationship complete, in my estimation, is as we become complete within ourselves, we're actually able to complete a union with another. So there's a lot of like the twin flame, soulmate messages that come out in here, but I'd like to translate them in terms of where you're at. Like this is a spiritual reading for where you're at in this new spiritual story. So the first card, I know my heart we'll be together one day. And trust that, let's just keep working on us. All right, so that's asking you to have incredible belief that you are going to make this spiritual transformation. All right, let me just show you this card. All right, I know in my heart that we'll be together. I know in my heart that I will be at one with myself and in union with myself. And the next card is I'm awakening. I know more than I let on. Okay, that means that inside yourself, you have a lot more information than you realize that you do. So you have the answers, and those answers come from that higher self, and you start awakening more and more. Suddenly things that, you were wondering about before seem much clearer to you, like, oh yeah, I've always known that. There are messages being exchanged through music and movies. Now, I don't know if you've ever had the experience of just like putting on Spotify or Pandora or one of those and letting the music just sort of shuffle itself in recommendations for you. I've done this before. It's someone has called it Sam the Cosmic DJ. They've got a relationship with Sam the Cosmic DJ. And oh my gosh, can you get incredible guidance when you sit and just allow that music to send you message after message. It's basically saying that there's a lot of information available to you right now through these music and movies, and they'll speak to you and help you on this journey. Let's see what else we got. The planets are activating us to heal and bring us closer together. Oh my gosh. Well, that's exactly what I've been trying to say with all of these readings, is that we don't need to worry so much. We literally have a cosmic dance going on right now that's moving us through this new spiritual season. This is what the ascension period is all about. It's literally about you need do nothing and yet you're doing everything. It's like it is about you, but it's not like, it doesn't have to be a struggle if you just trust that process. So, and then we just got the, I'm afraid this relationship is too good to be true, and a pull away in fear. I kind of think of this as being the period of time where I say you're 50-50 in. There's going to be times where you're like, oh God, I'm still the same thing. This scares the heck out of me, and I'm just going to pull away and I'm going to run and be fearful. That's not going to last very long. And pardon me, on the top of my head probably, but we did have a card fall to the floor. Oh my gosh. We are coming into union. All right, Virgo? Yeah. I was trying to get it clear. For some reason, I'm having a hard time getting my camera to come in to clear focus. We are coming into union. Make it so. All right. So we're going to leave it on that note. That's an 1111 card. That's an incredible card. Yeah, I think that's a great place to leave it. You're coming into union with yourself, and you're doing that through this balance of the old spiritual story going away. You know, you're coming into that balance, and now you're ready to move on into the new spiritual story. And how you think about yourself, you're going to think about yourself completely different, and it's going to affect everything. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me on this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up and share it with a friend. Right now, this is a brand new channel. Anything you can do in terms of even just become a subscriber, even if you don't hit the notification bell, by you subscribing, that does tell YouTube to recommend me to other people that are interested in card readings or astrology. So I appreciate it. Anyways, till next time. Namaste. Bye.